In our last episode, Angela and I stumbled our way to damn near the top of the world with our guide, Rinji Sherpa. But now, we leave yaks and yetis behind as we spiral down from the Himalayan heavens and back into the karmic mosh pit of Kathmandu, where beauty awaits around every corner. And so does death. To begin our descent, Angela and I strapped into the second helicopter in as many days.
But this time we're not going out Everest. This time we're going down, back to Lukla. And remember that 3.5 days that it took to trek here? Well, the ride back to Lukla, the flight back to Lukla, it'll take about 5 minutes. Made it in just a few minutes, as we were told.
More than 5.
More than 5. But,
Less than 10.
But now, we're stuck in Lukla, awaiting our turn at what's been dubbed the world's most dangerous airport.
So we got here on time, but unfortunately the pilot was ill, so they had to cancel our flight and put us on a later flight. But then the airport got shut down due to high velocity winds. So we've been waiting here for, I guess, about 6 hours. So within 40 minutes or so, hopefully our plane will arrive and we will be put on that plane and we will fly from Lukla to Ramechhap and then have a long 5-hour drive back to Kathmandu, where we will spend the next few days.
And so, we wait.
Okay, as soon as the airport opened up, all of a sudden the planes have just been landing one after another. So ours just arrived. So hopefully we will be in the air very soon.
Back down on planet Earth, in Ramechhap, our driver Ram quickly ushered us into his car. The jarring ride back to Kathmandu weaved past mangled guardrails, sheer cliffs, fresh landslides, washed out villages, and real-time reminders of just how quick things can go wrong. After the spiritual stillness of the Himalayas, Kathmandu hits you in the face like a rice wine hangover. This is a city of 5 million people, 2,000 temples, and 0 road rules. Sacred cows meander through intersections. Ancient stupas defend their holy ground from rebar trespassers. And assorted contraptions threaten to either show you around or, if necessary, plow you down. But belly crawling beneath all of the incessant honking and incense haze is normal life. Well, as normal as it ever gets here.
Kathmandu is an incredibly vibrant, intense city. Collision of sights, smells, sounds. It's a bit much, honestly. We haven't gone through culture shock just because we're kind of a little more accustomed to this now, but I would say it's very similar in some ways to India, but India light maybe. It's an assault on the senses from every possible angle, and it never stops. It's always there, always persistent. A very stark contrast from the trekking that we just enjoyed in the Himalayas.
Looks like Nepal and Bangkok use the same electrical company.
While the high Himalayas are firmly based in Buddhism, Kathmandu is a dizzying swirl of cultures. While it's mostly Hindu, religions meld together here like the vibrant colors in the clothes they wear. Swayambhunath, better known as the Monkey Temple, is one of the city's most sacred Buddhist sites. Perched on a hilltop west of Kathmandu, it dates back more than 1,500 years. This temple is home to hundreds of rhesus monkeys. In most places, monkeys and dogs just don't get along. But there's a strange and unique truce here. Monkeys and strays lounge and eat side by side in this safe space like cops and drunks at a Waffle House. Another big Buddhist holy site, Boudhanath, is one of the largest stupas in the world. Built 700 years ago, Boudhanath is part temple, part spiritual centrifuge, perpetually orbited by monks, pilgrims, prayer wheels, and enough incense to suffocate a yak. Hanumandhoka Durbar Square is the beating heart of old Kathmandu, a former royal palace complex where kings were once crowned and the gods still discreetly mingle among mortals. Within this sacred maze resides Kumari, a young girl believed to be the living embodiment of a Hindu goddess.
This is the home of what they call the Kumari. And the Kumari is a young woman that is selected, I guess. But there are very strict and stringent criteria for how she is chosen. For example, if she has ever been cut, or has a scar, or has a disfigurement, or has even a small deformity or something, she is not eligible to be chosen as the Kumari.
Once chosen, sometimes at just 3 or 4 years old, she remains the Kumari until her first menstruation, or her first accidental injury, at which point the goddess is believed to depart her body. During these strange years of adoration, this girl's feet must never touch the ground. She's worshipped, protected, and almost entirely sequestered, except for rare moments when she appears at a palace window, her simple gaze a blessing to all those who gather below, hoping to glimpse divinity with our own eyes.
In a few minutes, it is possible, between the hours of 11 a.m. and noon, she will show her face in this window above me, but you're not allowed to film that. It is strictly forbidden. She's literally viewed as divine. It's like looking at a young goddess. We just saw her, and it was very interesting. It lasted maybe 30, 45 seconds, maybe a minute. She was very quiet. She was dressed in a beautiful orange blouse.
Over on the other side of Kathmandu's spiritual Venn diagram, Pashupatinath Temple is Nepal's most sacred Hindu site, a sprawling complex on the banks of the Bagmati River and one of the world's oldest Shiva temples, dating back to at least the 5th century.
So this temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. You know, Shiva is like a creator. Shiva is a god, a destroyer. Shiva is a principal god. Shiva always keep the balance.
Only Hindu people are allowed in the main temple here. Not even the local Buddhists or any other religion are allowed inside. It's a very sacred place. We're allowed to walk around the temple grounds and see some other places, but this particular spot right here is incredibly sacred and reserved only for those who practice in the Hindu faith.
Every devout Hindu is expected to make a pilgrimage here at least once in their lifetime. And many come not to simply worship, but to die.
So this river flows into the Ganges River, and this is where they do cremations. And there are different platforms for different classes of people.
We have in Nepal 4 major castes divided, and we have got 120 different ethnic group. And this first platform, they're burning high caste Brahman. Brahman is a Hindu temple priest. And second platform, they're burning the Kshatri. You know, the Kshatri is like a warrior, soldier. Third one, it's a Baisa. You know, the Baisa is like a businessman. At the last platform, Sudra. Sudra is a low and untouchable classes. But this stage, we don't believe any more caste system. We have 2 classes, rich and poor.
When a person passes, their body is bathed, wrapped, and brought here, usually within hours of death. If they know their time is near, many even migrate here to make it just a little easier on the undertakers.
This building right here is actually a hospice, and it's right by where the bodies are prepared. So when people know that their death is imminent, they come here. And actually, they have a different perspective. You know, if they are 90 years old, they might be ready for death, and they're very say, "Oh, I'm 90," as in enthusiastically, like that they are looking forward to that moment that they get to pass on to the next life.
There is 2 bodies. That's body they're waiting for the purify processing. You see that there is a long slab on the river.
Yes.
Body lying down in there, and body take up to the world clothes, and body wash. Somebody people they wash, proper wash the body. Somebody people they take the water, drop the water, finish to wash. Depending in athletics group, they do a little bit different. And that process finish, body wrapped by the white clothes, body covered by the orange yellow. That process finish, all families, neighbors, friends all attend the offering to the flower, rice, red color, pray to the God. Please God take him to the heaven. So this process finish, then body able to be burning there or down there in a chimney. Everyone, poor people, rich people, even Nepal king families beginning, start from here, ending from there.
There are about 70 bodies a day burned here on these platforms. And this is going all the time. And it costs about 400 American dollars. It takes 3 or 4 hours to burn. The family will stay here while it happens. And then all of the ashes are pushed into the river where it will flow into the sacred Ganges River.
For outsiders, it can be a jarring sight. But for Hindus, this is liberation, an opportunity to drift away from the pain and suffering on this plane of existence.
And literally right across the river, right where there is death happening, on this side is a temple of fertility. So couples come here to meditate and pray for fertility, and it's literally happening just a stone's throw from where you exit this life and move on to the next.
If death is public in Kathmandu, so is sex. Parents, you might want to cover the kids' eyes for a minute.
This is a 12th century temple and actually has significance related to the Kama Sutra. So you see in the carvings various sexual imagery. And the reason for that is that many years ago, when people got married, they were often 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, and there was no way for them to learn about sexual behavior.
So when they came to the temple, they could see things in the carvings that was not available in the same way that people learn about sexuality today.
Lost in a tangled mess of wires and alleyways behind a curtain that once likely moonlighted as a mop, our guide led us to one of his favorite spots for Newari food. A no-frills painted brick room where the only decor is steam, spice, and the unmistakable sense that this is gonna hurt just a little.
You said very spicy, huh?
He likes spicy. All of spicy.
All spicy.
Born from the Kathmandu Valley's indigenous Newar people, Newari food is a collision of fermented tang, blistering spice, and mystery meats that never made it on to Western menus.
Chicken.
So this chicken, this is spicy buffalo. Potatoes. This is a minced buffalo. This is stick beef. Stick beef. Okay, and this is lung of goat. This is my favorite. I mean, it really is good. So this is like a lung of goat, and the sauce is incredibly spicy, but delicious.
The week prior, our guide Rinji faithfully led Angela and I through yak gridlock, across dizzying suspension bridges, and to take a cheeky peek right up the snowy skirt of Mount Everest. But our favorite moment required no backpack or boots. Rinji welcomed us into his home, where his wife and children help run the family trekking business, SherpaHimalaya.com. We sat on their balcony sipping homemade whiskey, eating homemade momos, and swapping stories as the sun dipped behind the Kathmandu rooftops. For us, these are the moments that matter most, when travel stops being about landmarks and starts being about new friends. Nepal is all about contrast. It's stillness and anarchy. It's meditation and heart-pounding adrenaline. It's peaks and pyres, prayer wheels and propellers. Somewhere between Everest and Kathmandu, Angela and I remembered that the world isn't meant to be comfortable. It's meant to be experienced. And, if you're extremely lucky, perhaps even shared over homemade food and wine with a friend and his family.